Hello everyone, Manthrow here with another weekly RS3 update video. This week is actually considered just to be a Ninja update week. However, there is some name releases too. So we're going to go over the basically patch notes for the week, because everything up that's mentioned here is actually in the patch notes. So it's more or less a patch notes week. But there is a name release that starts today, and it says if you head over to Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, or RuneScape forums for notification of new letters being released. So not everything is being released at once. So if your name you're looking for isn't out yet, just wait until that day or time frame. And you should be able to actually do that. Now, a name release, what that is inactive accounts that have been inactive for actually a substantial amount of time. They lose their actual display name, and anybody can claim that display name then. Now, when it comes to like hardcore accounts that have died, I don't know if that's going to actually ever change, or if they'll ever remove them from the high scores tab. I'm assuming they will in time. That's not reflected in this at all, at least not yet. Okay, for live streams this week though, on Friday at 2100 game time, there's a community update with Mod Shawnee, and at 1900 game time on Sunday there's PVM with Mod Lee. But now we're going into the patch notes and the Ninja updates for the week. And trust me, there is actually a lot of them, so this will take a little bit of time to go through all this. Okay. Graphical. They moved the rare tree map icons to match the new position of yew trees near the Lumbridge crater. Fix the force walk tile in the updated Lumbridge crater. If you guys seen my video on that, you actually got to see that happen where people were being forced forward. Tiers 1 through 3 of the Loved Up loot beam have been increased in size. Sea Singer Umi's reward chest has been removed from Port Sarum. Players will now consistently face the correct way when crossing stepping stones in Taverley. Skills, D&Ds, and minigames. Players now only need to click on Clan Citadel Loom once, continuing to weave automatically until there's no thread left to weave. That's actually nice because everything else there is AFK except for a few, and that's one of the big ones actually. A timer bar has been added when using Crystallize to show the duration of the spell. Players are now able to check when they are next eligible to force the Slayer task with a Slayer mask. This can be done via the check kills option on all masks with a 3-day cooldown. So no more can you just constantly be going in there. Added a configure option to portable braziers, crafters, and fletchers. Remove the check duration option on portable skilling locations, moving the information to the examine option. The mentioned skill guide now lists the level unlocks instead of question marks when the level requirement are not yet met. It is no longer possible to destroy augmented items by dragging them from the Warren interface. Adding Bloodweed to a vial of water now awards XP when wearing the factory outfit. Tweak some information for elite woodcutting outfits to better explain what variants of the outfit it can be combined with. Fix a typo when building a mahogany armor case. Remove second full stop from the message received when receiving a skilling pet with a full backpack. Players can no longer cast alchemy or disassemble on baby ice fiends from the Perils of Ice Mountain quest. You monsters. That's what it says there. But logging out in Bounty Hunter safe zones once again runs the countdown to the penalty timer. The correct ore name will now appear when using scaling Chinchompas while mining. Unlocking Tizrek Jad via the Spotlight store as the final requirement for the insane final boss title will now send the relevant broadcast. Players with certain layout in their player-owned house can once again enter without disconnecting. Quest challenges and achievements. Players with keepsake versions of Varrock armor can now continue to claim the rewards for higher task sets from the relevant NPCs. Fix a typo in a message received upon completing hard mode Nomad. Corrected a reference to the Ranger skill in the Animal Magnetism quest journal. Other added and updated various audio assets in West Ardone, the Underground Pass, and Isifdor. Combine the Twin Furies adventure log entries into one per fight. The Golden Final Boss title is once again visible on the title's interface if all requirements are met. This one will disappoint some people, but Araxi will no longer rarely instantly kill herself upon spawning. Updated the combat stats of the Lunar Helm, E, and charged variants to match the regular Lunar Helm. Updated the combat stats on Lunar Ring, I. Fixed a number of typos on various combat ability tooltips. Fixed multiple incorrect spellings of receive. Corrupt minions and volcanic minions no longer have their abilities mixed up on the Telos entry on the Beast tab. Added an Enrage additions section to the Telos section on the Beast tab. Corrected a couple cases of the architect's name Lidilia being misspelled on Waco. Corrected where to wield for Linz's hammer variants. The ribbon interface in the legacy skin mode will now correctly will now correctly use disabled variants of the icons when relevant. Audio has been added to pouring tea to and from the tea flask when drinking from the tea flask. Players can no longer enter next to Angel of Death fight that is in progress. Aggression potions no longer affect Blood Reavers. Last week hotfixes. The Master Quest Cape check for the last Rider's book is now also set when reading the book for players that obtain the book from a solo kill. Overrode the final boss entry on the titles to activate the golden variant if requirements have been met. Players can now claim a golden soul cape if they have the red soul cape stored in their player-owned house. Using springs without a spring cleaner in the backpack will no longer cause the player to disconnect. Now for the ninja fixes. Prayer potions are now tradable in a free-to-play world. Added some keybinds to the interface when building furniture in a player-owned house. Players can now choose where the attack options should appear. One left click, one right click depending on combat level, one right click, and completely hidden. Emote clue scrolls, which require no items equipped, will ignore auras. So good news, you don't have to waste your aura. Players can now check when their account was created and the amount of time spent playing at hands in Lumbridge. It is now possible to create an attuned crystal teleport seed with unlimited charges for 4,000 harmonic dust. That is awesome. That's probably the best thing of the week, if you ask me. Okay, non-attuned crystal teleport seeds now have 8 charges up from 3. The price to recharge non-attuned crystal teleportees has been increased slightly to compensate. Several texts, including the Tale of Scorpius, the Times of Lathis, and Varrock Museum display cases, have been modified to improve the accuracy of early Kandarian history records thanks to FSWE1/Lord Drakon for exhaustive research and citing references. Spawn rates, with the exception of object spawns, will no longer scale with server player count. Instead, they are fixed at a rate equivalent to to a half full server prior to this change. Bombardment damage in the Final Destination mini-quest Harbinger sequence is now calculated from the number of Cyclops cannoneers currently operating the cannons, making this a more lenient for players who couldn't kill them fast enough. Several Arc mini-quest NPCs no longer give combat XP when killed, and bats and animated pickaxes within Demonheim now have a larger click area. So that is it for the updates, and that is it for the patches. I would expect next week there's probably going to be a good deal of stuff coming out. There hasn't really been much coming out this month so far, but do keep in mind there's a luck rework coming, there's Arc improvements coming, there is pet interface additions coming, there's a Zamorakian event coming. So there's actually quite a bit. I would say it's probably safe to assume next week will be the Zamorakian event, along with maybe the pet interface changes. And then there's the last week's going to be probably the luck and Arc improvements. But that'll be it for today's video. So thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, later guys.